Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to round 2 here at Silverstone of the IFT Season 10. And I need to really turn down that fucking microphone. That would have been very, very annoying. So, last season. Last race in. You best not roast me. You best not get knocked out of Q1 again, then, mate. And then if you honour your side, I'll honour mine. So, if you get knocked out on Q1, it's on you, bro. But anyway, last round. Speed won the race. Obviously, I practiced a lot for that race. I think he's practiced quite a bit for this one as well. Chow looked quite quick in that race as well. Fusion struggling a little bit. He was on the podium initially on track. He finished on the podium on track initially. But then got a time penalty and finished. I'll get pole and DNF in race. But yeah, Fusion, due to post-race penalties, did not finish on the podium. And yeah, here we are on round 2. And I can't remember I think it was Laser. I'm pretty sure the Ferrari's guy. I kept calling him Surgeon last race, and I got ridiculed for it. So, everyone knows what his username is. He's actually called Laser, I think it was. But anyway, here we go. Everyone out for their first laps here in Q1. We'll be looking on board of Axel, the man who finished second in the championship last season. Barely, well, I say barely, it was 20 points, but it was due to a DNF in the last race. It all went a bit wrong, and now he is back. He didn't turn up here last week at Australia, but he is now here for round 2 at Silverstone. Qualifying is going to be very important here. So yeah, especially in Division 2 race, you may have seen on Strike's Twitch. Overtaking very, very difficult. A lot of dirty air out of Maggots and Beckett, the S section, which is the S section at the end of sector 2. So, and yeah, just generally overtaking very, very difficult. So, qualifying will be very, very important. We cannot afford mistakes like Trouble did last week, which resulted in him getting knocked out in Q1. No offense, Trouble, but it is true. You made a lot of fuck-ups in Q1. Which end up you get knocked out. It's just how it went. Anyway. I feel I'm wrong. But anyway, here we go. Axel going around the final couple of corners to start the first lap in this qualifying session here in Silverstone. Across the line we go. Flat out, turn 1 and 2 doesn't really exist. It's all just flat until we hit turn 3. The first real braking point of the track goes down into the third gear. Has to swing the car to the right to get best possible run through turn 4. And then puts the DRS on through turn 5. Bit of a nuisance really. It's all flat. And now we head into turn 6. Down into 4th gear. Hits the apex nicely. Oh, really tight to the inside going into 7. And then gets a bit on the outside curb, and now it's all run down into Copse corner. We're going to be completely flat. Downshift to 7 just before he hits the apex of Copse. And then here we go. Maggots and Beckett's. Bit of poetry in motion really. If you get it nailed, really rise the bumps or the curbs through Beckett's. And now we head into Stowe corner. Quick flick to the right, down to 6th. And then back on the power for the final chicane, where he will just avoid the traffic that are about to start their lap. And around the final corner, what's it going to be? A 126.660. Can anyone beat that? There's a Williams behind him, Nilo 26.871. There's a Haas, I believe, going around the final couple of corners of Beetle Rain. What can he do? He will be in the 128.195 as an Aston Martin. Also of that's on an outlap. Let's see about a Sauber. Is that? I guess Amigo's on a lap. He is, but well, there is also a car that's ahead of him, which is Speed G Master, who won last time out in Australia, and is only third fastest in Q1. But it is all just about getting through as Amigo is going through the final corner, 28.552, slowest out of all the drivers who have set a time. I believe that's Trouble around the final corner to start his lap, and there is a Red Bull or Blade going through Stowe now to try and get through into Q2. Now, as there's only one driver missing, it is the bottom four that will get knocked out in Q1 up, and P4 Blade goes. Yeah, bottom four will get knocked out Q1, and then top 15 will go into Q2. And yeah, bottom 5 of Q2 will be knocked out, and then we'll be left with the top 10 shootout as Morpheus goes into P7 with the 28.7 as another Aston Martin that is going around the final couple of corners of Cooper fan. He sets to 27.1, goes 4th fastest. What about a Hassan? Well, that's pretty accurate of the username at least. Literally the first bit of yeah, I guess it's pretty accurate at least for the username we've got. Allow Chow round the final corner, 26.995, third fastest. Then we have a Williams, and then we have an Alpine going through of Trouble, 26.630. That is much better than what he did last week in Australia already. So progress has been made. And here, and Fusion, I believe, is messed up. They might be going on 2 warm-up laps. And they are, the 2 McLarens are going on 2 warm-up laps. What is everyone else doing? Is anyone else on a run? Beetle Rain is, I think that was a 10.5 up. But we'll just have a quick check. Is anyone else going through the final couple of corners? I believe there's an RB, but starting his lap. Red Bull also starting his lap, so it is Beetle Rain. No, sorry, it is. Is Spin going? No, he's not. So Beetle Rain is up on his time, just under 3/10. That if he can just find a bit more, maybe he can get up into 7th place. It wouldn't be too bad for Q1. Again, it's all about just getting through into Q2. Around the final corner, 127.643, and that gets him nicely up into P7 now. We've got to look out for the Ferrari of Sound Coral, who took pole out last time out in Australia, and he is fastest by just under 2/10. That is a very nice first lap indeed. So now Aston Martin heading into the pits, and now it's the 2 McLarens. The first of Fusion, who has had a massive bit of understeer. To be honest, that is a bit of a lap in the bin, unless the lap time suggests otherwise. It is going to be a 127.475, which puts him 8th fastest. Toby jumps that and goes 5th fastest. There is no Q1 bottle today, but it looks like you've got a bit of competition out in front with Axel very close to your time, and well, Soundcoral 26.468, sorry. Very, very competitive indeed. So looking forward to when we get to the end of qualifying. I believe it's just the 2 RBs. Yeah, it's an RB and a Red Bull going through. That Haas going around the final few corners. He's invalidated. Is Speed on lap? No. What about the Ferrari behind? No, sorry, Sound Coral would not be on that. He is already gone fast. So who do we cut on to? Red Bull, Red Bull. RB, Visa Cash Up, RB of Statlev. It says purple first sector. No offense, that but this game is super unreliable. He is decent pace, but this game is just unreliable as hell when it comes to showing if a sector's the fastest or not. But anyway, looks not too shabby through Magnus and Beckett. 103.211 after the first 2 sectors, which is fairly decent. As we head through a Stowe corner, really rides the. He's already used. I only just clocked. He's already used all his battery that is available to him over the course of a lap, which will give him quite a disadvantage of 27.147. That only puts him at 9th fastest. As Master Strike going across the line goes 2nd fastest as Alpine 2-3. I'll be honest, sort of what we thought might happen in Australia. Obviously that didn't exactly really go to plan, with Town Cole taking pole, and looks very quick once again here at Silverstone. Had very poor luck, it must be said though, in Australia. So hopefully, for his sake, he can fight back. And yeah, I don't know why Laser... did he leave? Did he disconnect, Laser? I haven't got him. No, I know. I don't even know. I'm looking. By the way, there will be a lobby reset after qualifying to implement grid pens for tyre on grid. Well, so there will be a lobby reset for the fact there is retirements. I don't honestly think. Oh, Nilo's on a lap. Let's have a look how he is doing round the final chicane. Really rides the curve. That is, yeah, that's the last ball. And Nilo retires on track. I'm not sure how allowed that is. He's right on the racing line, which is the main worry. There is a... He might get... Okay, I think he's... Has he got out of the way? Has his car got out of the way? His car has got out of the way of the RB of Statlev. So there's that at least, but I don't know if that's allowed in terms of tyre on track during qualifying. Pretty sure it isn't, but oh well. Statlev getting a nice toe off Fusion. I think that's Fusion. No, it was Toby, sorry. And everyone in the top 5 has retired from the Q1, as they're confident enough that their time is good enough to get through. And AMS Josh, welcome to the party, my friend. He has joined with just under 6 minutes left here at qualifying. So maybe he can get a time that will get him into Q2 and get both Mercedes through into Q2. Statlev goes through the middle sector through Maggots and Beckett. He is just down on his time, just under a 10th. But this time he does save a battery for the end of his lap, and it's all gone to waste. That's a blade. 27.520 after the first sector. He is up, but not by much. There's definitely a few gaps here and there. Not big ones, but they're clearly there. It's like between 4th and 5th, and 8th and 9th, and well, Fusion's a bit on his own with his time, I'll be honest. With 27.4, it's about 3 tenths back from the top 10, and then 2 tenths ahead of Beetle Rain. So he'll be able to improve on that time. Bazerblade just over 2 tenths up on his time. So we will see where this puts him. I mean, this realistically would put him in P12, but he might be able to find some more time in the final sector. Gets nicely over the curb. Tries to rotate the car for the final bit of traction, and he goes 11th fastest. Improves by half a second.
Very nice stuff indeed. There's two McLarens once again going out for their hot laps, trying to improve, and Fusion Truck is not improving still. He is about 14 milliseconds down from his time, from his previous best. Let's see what he can do through the final chicane. Can he? Oh, mass! Oi, he never had that car under control from the exit of that final chicane. That he just could not put the foot down at all. 27.475. That should be safe. I mean, AMS Josh is setting a lap right now, 27.526. That's been around about where the top 10 has been in the first sector. We head through Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, a lot of understeer through Beckett. That's a 103.454 after the first two sectors. It's there or thereabouts in the top 10. It's not optimal, you would say. I was going to see if it's Basilea. Nah, Basilea. So AMS Josh is the closest one to finishing his lap, and he's used too much deployment, and it's only 13th fastest. Maybe a bit under pressure with that lap time. Has gone through, which has there it is. Mazza spins 104.670 for the first two sectors. He will definitely need to improve on that. So we've been really finding about 103.4s or 103.5s, give or take, after the first two sectors, and he's really not really anywhere near the apex of the chicane, and it is the slowest time of them all by about 4 cents per second. We'll now cut to Basilea, who might be finishing his lap, and he is finishing his lap. He's again, everyone's using too much deployment during their lap, and it's costing them dearly. They'll just be losing a lot of time towards the end of the lap. And Basilea does improve, but only by 8 thousandths of a second. So now we'll be looking at Messiah, who is in 18th place. Can he improve on that position? Goes up to 17th, and he does not have enough time, so that is him out of qualifying, actually, with just under 50 seconds left. So McLarens are both, they're about, where is there any other car we really need to look at? Not really, it's just, oh yeah. Oh, is he not invalidated? He's not invalidated. He is up by a tenth of a second. So he could put the Saubers in a position where they might find themselves both out in Q1 for Sauber as we head through the final chicane. Not great, to be honest. Not ideal, but is it enough? It isn't. He lost a lot of time in that final sector, and Juice is improving. Messiah, he's down by about a tenth. So it's not looking likely. Amigo up by 2.5 tenths. That's a spin. That's him out of qualifying. Can Messiah find absolutely any time? He's invalidated. So at least one of the Saubers will get through here. Which one will it be? Amigo improving by just over 2 tenths. That would not be enough to get into Q2. Through Stowe and the final chicane. What can he needs a super last sector, and it's gone deep. He's gone very deep, and he's got a snap of oversteer off the exit, and that is not going to be enough to get through. Juice around the final corner. He will scrape through into Q2 with a 27.703, and that is the end of Q1. Quite nicely, we have a full grid here tonight with Josh doing a little bit of the last minute side, but you know, we move. He still was able to get both Mercs through into Q2. Not bad stuff there. Right. So, those knocked out. It is Morpheus, Messiah, Amigo, Mazespin, and Laser all knocked out in Q1. Fusion looks a bit... It looks like he's very much struggling a lot. Last season's champion. He's not really able to come to grips with this game from what I've heard. Especially as this game is quite brutal for the controller. So probably doesn't help a lot either. Right, here we are again for Q2. Now, it is the bottom 15 of Q2, so top 10 will go through. Everyone that finishes at his lower after the 15 minutes, then P10 is knocked out of Q2. So, let's see how this ends up. Really? A big struggle. That's a bit of a surprise. I know he's been struggling. Did not see him. If he does get through, fair enough. But he did look like he was not having the greatest time out there, especially in Q1. So we'll see how Q2 goes for him. Hopefully, for his sake, it will go better. But only time will tell. We have looked at laps on Axel already. So have we gone to 9? I feel like we have. Don't really want to go to Mercedes again. What car do we go for here? I've done a lap with stat levs on board. I definitely done it. Okay, I got it. Right. Axel starting his lap. Alpine looked quite strong there in Q1. But it can all unravel here in this next 12 and a half, well, just over 12 and a half minutes here in Q2. It's just, they can't push too much. It's all about, don't overdo it. You do not need to go all guns blazing in Q1 and Q2. Because you just need to get through. It's not about getting the fastest time. As much as that boosts your confidence, it's not about getting the fastest time. It's just about getting through. And let's see how it goes here in Q2. Uses quite a bit of a battery, down to just below 80%. Uses 7th gear all the way through turn 1 2. Downshift to 3rd. Gets the car moved across for the next, to get the best exit possible and best run possible out of turn 4. Now it's just about staying to the right hand side to get a good run. Turn 6 misses the apex a bit, then opens up turn 7. And now down the straight. Oh well, it's not really a straight, but the bend that's there is just all flat. It's about minimising the distance between Village and Copse corner. Now through Maggots and Beckett. trying to keep all the speed, trying to limit the understeer out of Beckett's. He's done that quite nicely. 103.005 after the first 2 sectors. That is a very competitive time. That should realistically look at the low 26s, you would think. Maybe even a bit lower than that, I'm not sure. He's just about avoiding the traffic, a bit like Axel's that we saw earlier, just avoiding the traffic just in the nick of time. Will for a little bit of dirty air though, and goes second fastest, 126.729. Speed goes third fastest with 126.8. And we'll just go to Trouble, who goes fourth fastest with a 127.020. Now there is Sound Coral, who is setting the pace. He set the pace in Australia. He looks like he's setting the pace here at Silverstone. What can he do as he crosses the line? It is a 126.485. It is once again a 126.4. Bazzablade behind him sets a 127.472. Lao Chow is on an outlap, so we'll cut away from him for a minute. Stylo's not really on the lap. Sound Coral though, looking very competitive. We'll cut to Charles. I don't think there's anyone else on a lap. Actually, no, I tell a lie. Is Toby on one? He is. Oh, no, he's not. Never mind. So we'll go to Chow. Currently second in the championship after that second place in Australia. There's only one race, but a lot of people really seeing him as the favourite surprise with the pace that Coral shows in Australia, that he didn't get really a look in after round 1. I thought he got very unlucky in Australia. I mean, a lot of people did, don't get me wrong, but that is the name of the game. You've got to bounce back from that and recover here at Silverstone. The best way you can do that is by getting pole and this time the win. But that's easier said than done. As we go through Maggots and Beckett's with Chow here. Just doesn't want to risk too much, and there it is. He's overstepped it. 103.139. That probably would have been good enough for really the top 5. But he's overdone it. So he's going to have to reset and go again. For his next run, as I believe Toby is actually on a lap. He is using battery out of village. Yeah. Anyway, now through Maggots and Beckett's once again. I don't really need to explain it. I don't even need to go through it 5,000 times. Let's just see what the lap time is. It is a very competitive middle sector. It is looking like a very competitive lap overall. It should put him quite nicely in the top 5. If he can just put together a very good final sector. Probably could have used a bit more battery out of Stowe going into the final chicane. He definitely has enough usage left for the lap, and he still does. He's left plenty on the table, that's for certain. And that goes fourth fastest, sorry, with the 126.754. Speed jumps him and Strike with a 126.718 to go up into the top 3. Fusion did say it was a bit worrying seeing his Q1 run, but he's up into the top 10. It would be ambitious to say that time is safe, but at the moment he is in the top 10. Juice, he just got through by the skin of his teeth in Q1, and in Q2 he goes 13th fastest after the first lap set. He want to improve on that by about 0.4 of a second to get into the top 10. Is there anyone else on a proper lap at the moment? Not Juice. Speed isn't Toby, wouldn't be. So I guess we're looking at Fusion's lap here to there. Looking at the Williams. No, that was Williams. No, he didn't start. Never mind. Axel has retired from session. Clearly thinks his time will be good enough to get through. And here we go. into Q2. Oh, sorry, I malfunctioned there. Onto his second lap in Q2. There we go. And let's see what he can do this time. Won the championship last season by 20 points after a very intense final race. I say race, it was a double header, a very, very intense double header at Miami and Brazil. But he got the job done in the reverse race by winning the race in very, very good style. Won it from back of the grid. Obviously, it was a reverse grid. That second race, that finale, and he done very well there. And he won the the constructors for Red Bull. So well done to him on that part. I've already said it to him anyway. But new game, and obviously the order's changed up a bit. He is not the dominant force that he was last season. Definitely still has some pace. There is no doubting that. He definitely has decent pace. But it is not quite the same. But as I say that, he is 2.5 tenths up on his time, and that would put him about 6th place. Unless he can find more, then he's in the top 5. And I can shut up now, can't I? As he goes round the final couple of corners. Across the line, he goes 6th fastest. And there it is, 126.766. 4 drivers all in the 126.7. It is looking very close. The strike now sets a 126.290 and goes fastest. I'm going to be honest, not entirely sure if that lap was needed, but I guess if he wants to be more comfortable with getting through into Q3, then fair enough. But I will say Trouble is in P8 and is a little bit at risk. Trouble, I know I said nothing about roasting if you got knocked out in Q2, but please don't do this for the 2nd week in a row. Anyway, cutting away from him, we'll go to Chow. Round the final corner, he goes 3rd fastest, 126.602. It might be quite close actually. It looks like to get through it would maybe be the high 26s. At the moment, so those on a 26.7 might not be. It might be safe, but it might be quite close because even Fusion like P7 is Cooper improving. Trouble you would think should improve, so I'd maybe hit them down to P8. I don't really know though. Anyway, let's see if anyone's finishing their laps. I mean, Nilo's currently on a lap after the first 6, just 200 up. Not bad at all. Trouble about 3 tenths up, so he would be up into the top 5 theoretically. And that should get him safe into Q3. 3 minutes to go, just over 3 minutes to go as we head through the final chicane. Not a bad run, uses all the air he has left up the line and goes 2nd fastest. It is a 1-2 for Alpine at the moment. McLaren not in the most comfortable position, I would say, at the moment. They might be okay with the gap they've got to P11, but as I say that, 9 goes 2nd fastest. It might just get a little bit squeaky bum time. With how close it is between, well, quite a lot of drivers really. P7 is still quite a big gap, 4 tenths between P9 and P11. But we'll see if they can find a very decent lap in there somewhere. It could be game on for those in the bottom 5 and those are wanting to win the championship this season and will get through and should get through, compared to those that might get knocked out, very much at risk of getting knocked out. Here we go anyway. Beetle Rain through the final couple corners, using all the arrows up to the line. He goes 11th fastest, can't get himself into Q2. So Q3, sorry, misses out by just under a 1/10 of a second. Toby about to start his lap. Josh also about to start his lap. And Bazablade is going on another cooldown, maybe. Unless he ain't got the fuel for it. I think he might have the fuel for it. Now Toby is starting his lap. Let's see what he can do. One of the two McLarens that are potentially at risk here in Q2 of getting knocked out. Toby wants to put a fix to that and make sure he is completely safe. And that is a very good start with being a 10th and a half up on his time. Oh, massive snap of oversteer. And that's going to lose him so much time. Oh, it will lose him time the whole way down the straight. Through Cox as well, probably, theoretically. It will lose a lot of exit speed due to that. And let's see what his second sector time is. That's not what he needs. That's not what anyone at McLaren needs. He is up. He is a 10th and a half up, so it might still be okay. But that was a bit of a scary moment for Toby. He should still get to the top 5. I'm guessing this is a fresh pair of soft tyres, or fresh set of soft tyres. He might catch a sound at the wrong time. Would it be okay? It looks okay. Round the final corner. The battery has left up to the line, and he does go into P5 with a 26.539. Can anyone dislodge the guys in the top 10? Speed at the end of his lap. He is safe as it stands, 126.718. But I'm guessing he's want to improve on that, just to make sure he does get through. He sets a 126.538, gets himself up into the top 5. Cooper has done his lap. Beetle Rain is up on his lap. It's not over yet. Josh is done. He is out of Q2 here tonight, so we have got one Mercedes out and one Mercedes potentially through into the top 10. That really depends on how everyone in the bottom 5 does on their laps. Lots of understeer for Beetle Rain out of Beckett. How is that going to cost him? He's now only got a 600th improvement, but he does not need to find a lot of time. But I say that Statlev is finding a lot of time, and he will get through into the top 10. 126.787. Cooper Fan is out of qualifying in Q2. Now we just watch him Beetle Rain round the final chicane. Uses the battery he has left up to the line. Just runs out before the line. Can he get through? No, he can't. He doesn't improve. 120. He does not improve. Well, now that's 13th place for him. As Bazablades barely missed out on a Q3 appearance. And that got a little bit tense for those especially those in the lower parts of the top 10 there at the end of qualifying. So, those knocked out, it is Bazablade in P11, Cooper Fan P12, Beetle Rain P13, Josh P14, and Juice in P15. Now is where the fun begins. The top 10 shootout here at qualifying. Sal Coral he's 4th fastest, but with the one and only run that everyone had, he was the fastest man in Q2. Everyone else, I'm presuming all the top 3 used new soft tyres. So realistically, Soundcourt is still the one to beat in Q3. Can anyone beat him in qualifying? I guess we'll find out in just over 12 minutes time. And here we are. I've been saying this from the get-go. Qualifying is very important. So this is going to be very much a big deciding factor in all of these guys' races. All of them, most of them at least in the top 10, have the potential here for pole position. And potentially the race win. But more the race win will get decided by the next 11 and a half minutes here in qualifying. Every corner, every sector, every lap counts here in Q3. Will anyone blink first? Or will they be able to hold it together and put some stunning laps in the next just over 11 minutes? Allow Chow a lot of people's favourites for the Drivers' Championship. We will find out what he is really made out of in qualifying in Q3. Can he snatch pole position from Coral, who is looking like, once again, like in Australia, possibly the quickest man out there today. Axel now overtakes him, and he will be once again the first man to start his lap in Q3. We'll be watching Charles' lap this time. Again, I've watched Charles' lap, haven't I? So we'll watch one of the Williams. We'll watch Speed's lap, why not? So here we go, through Maggots and Beckett. Obviously, a few people had to use new sets of softs due to just not feeling comfortable or making mistakes in either Q1 and Q2 that would put them potentially at a disadvantage either here at qualifying or if there's a late safety car and the others can put a fresh set of boots on, but it won't be as easy as that because overtaking is very much a lot more difficult on this game. Anyway, we'll keep on board with Speed G Master, the winner last time out at Australia. He's practiced quite a bit also for this race, as Fusion is constantly, he's constantly reminded us of that, and Fusion's constantly complained about it. So here we go. Well, not complain, just say he's got no life basically for the most part. But oh well, there it is. What can you do? It's very entertaining for me who just watched it all. But anyway, through the first sector, let's got all the telemetry up. And it is a 27.445 after the first sector. Probably wanting to maybe lower that a little bit by a couple hundredths to really maximise the first sector. I'll actually look at Sound Coral real quick. 27.461. So actually, I can shut up really because he's in the ballpark theoretically. He might get a nice toe as well. From a Lau Chow theoretically. He might not. He's definitely not close enough to get any dirty air. But he might just be close enough to get a nice little slipstream down both straights, really, both DRS straights and the straight heading into Cops. 102.788 after the first two sectors. That is very competitive. That is 0.3 faster than at least any lap I've been on board with. This could be a very, very good lap here and very strong lap, strong contention for pole position. 126.520. That won't be enough. What can Lau Chow do? 126.499. There it is. Speed G Master with a 126.379. Nilo to 126.667. Fusion goes 5th fastest to 127.104. I think Sound Coral has made a mistake. So there is someone who blinks first in qualifying. What can Trouble do? He only goes onto the front row. 126.497. He only goes second fastest, but it is still the front row can do a bit from there. Master Strike, he is in the ballpark with Speed G Master after the first two sectors. Can he get onto provisional pole? Yes, he can, by just over 1/10 of a second. So it is game on between the top three, two of the game on for pole position. But we will cut to stat left, about 0.3 down from what is needed from pole. That would realistically put him around maybe 5th place if he can hold the lap nicely together. Maybe even 4th, maybe even top 3 to be fair. It is all very close as I talk about it. And what can he do is a 126.849 goes 7th fastest. What about Toby? He backs out of it. Axel heading into the pits. Also, Sound Coral has not set a lap time, and Toby also has not set a lap time. That's not the ideal start. That is very much not the ideal start. Speed G Master is gonna go again. He wants to have another run at it. I mean, to be fair to him, the softs do last. The softs genuinely do last a decent amount. So you can probably do multiple laps on the soft tire in qualifying, and they still have a decent amount of grip for you to be able to improve as the track improves and grips up. So he needs to find about just under 1/10.5 to snatch pole. 126.249 is what he needs, and he is found 1/10.5 just in the first sector alone. Now this is looking very strong. We could
we could find ourselves getting into the 25s if we can really turn the notch up here in Q3. Through Copse Corner, completely flat. Used a bit of battery for a couple of seconds out of Copse. Now through Maggots and Beckett's throwing the car at every curb, hoping it sticks with the reduced tyre grip he has. Not much reduced tyre grip, but still. And he is 500 up after the first 2 sectors. Not ideal, would not get him pole, but would get him a little bit closer, and he backs out of it. I think Lau Chow is on a lap, is he, if I'm not wrong? He is. And he's heading to Stowe Corner. What can he do? Can he get up there into the top 3? He's only 2 milliseconds away from trouble, with just over 5 minutes left here of qualifying through the final chicane. Rides the curve quite nicely, gets decent traction out the final corner. Can he snatch pole? No, he misses out by about a tenth and a half, but he finds himself in the top 3. What can Master Strike do? He is still improving by 11 milliseconds, but he peels into the pits. He does not think that will be enough and wants to go again on a fresh set of tyres. Did Southern Coral get held up? I don't know, because there was a McLaren right in front of him when I got on board. Might have not done him any good. I saw a 27.402. That is very competitive. Like I said, so far he has been setting the benchmark through Maggots. Now Beckett's once again. Really fighting the car through Beckett. It is a very fast middle sector. This is going to be a very, very difficult fight for anyone trying to dislodge Coral off that top step in qualifying. As we head through the final chicane. Flicks the steering wheel in. Gets decent traction out the final corner. Can he get into the 25s? Will he be the first man into the 25? Yes, he will. He absolutely storms it with just over 3.5 minutes left. He is on pole by 0.3 of a second. 1:25.984. And that is going to take some beating. Aye. That is going to take a lot of beating. Can anyone reply with an answer here in qualifying? With about just over 3 minutes to go, realistically, it will take something very much superhuman to snatch it off him here tonight. And let's see what the 2 Williams can do about it. They are the first 2 to start their laps. Can they do absolutely anything about it? Right, let's see what he's got in the first sector. Realistically, he needs to be probably in the 27.3s to, or at least the 27.4 to get close to Coral. And you know what? 27.3, it might not be over. It might not be over yet. Unless I completely forgot about his first sector. I'm pretty sure it's 27.402 after the first sector. So there we go. As we head into Copse Corner, completely flat, clips the curb, probably lose a little bit of time, just turned in a bit too early, or a bit too much through Copse, and that will lose him a little bit of time. It shouldn't be detrimental, but it will lose him a lot of time, a bit of time. And he is about 4/10 up. This would put him potentially on the front row. This would put Williams 2nd and 4th, potentially, if he can get a good enough final sector. Can anyone get into the 25s and snatch pole? That is the real question we want to find out here tonight. Can Nilo do it? 25. Oh, he can! Oh, he can! He's stole it by 600. Can anyone beat that? Speeds can't do it.
He's only 4th fastest. I'll be honest, I'm absolutely stunned. I was not expecting it. But Nilo, out of nowhere, might have stolen pole position. Can anyone do anything about it? Can Toby do anything about it? He's looked like he's had very decent pace. But we will have a look as everyone is, well, everyone's going to be starting their laps. He is the first one to start his lap here at Silverstone. I thought it needs to take a bit of a blinder to snatch pole, and holy crap did it. What a lap from Nilo to snatch pole away from the Ferrari driver. 27.476. He needs a superhuman final 2 sectors. Nilo set a 27.3 after the first 2 sectors. I think Cora to 27.2. I might have forgotten that part. Anyway, through Cop's corner, and now through Maggots and Beckett's. Let's see what he can do. He needs a very good middle sector. It's a decent middle sector, 2/10 off what he realistically needs. But it would still put him 3rd fastest, because due to the gap that there is between 2nd and 3rd, I believe speed has actually gone again. Never mind. Anyway, speed around the final 2 corners. What can he do? Can he get into the top 3 at least? No, only 6th fastest. Now we cut to Master Strike. He's invalidated. He's invalidated, so that is his qualifying over. Can Trouble do absolutely anything about his position? He is a 10th and a half up. That would put him in the top 5, but he needs a superhuman last sector to even get close to pole, and it's not it. It's not. He's massively understeered through Stowe into the final chicane. This does not look like the lap he wanted. Trouble round the final corner. Can he get at least in the top 3? Yes, he does. It's 3rd fastest for him. Statlev, 9th fastest. Chow, 2nd in the championship. What can he do? 3rd fastest, 1:26.040. What can Axel do? He's invalidated. He's into the pits. Nilo is on pole position by 6,000ths of a second to Soundcore. I asked the question, could anyone dislodge him off being fastest? And I think we just got our answer. Welcome to the party, Nilo, on pole position here at Silverstone. 1:25.978. And congratulations to him, but it's not over until it's over. We have 45 or 50 minutes of racing on our hands. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we will get a lobby restart to include grid penalties and whatever. But for now, congratulations to Nilo. It'll be about 45-10 minutes, I don't know. Set up the lobby. What a lap. What a lap. And it is Nilo on pole position here at Silverstone. Sound Coral, 2nd place. Very good position still. Probably not the pole he would want. Probably not the pole he would have wanted. He would have wanted pole. Anyway, but still a good position to start from. Chow 3rd, Trouble 4th, Strike 5th, Speed G-Master 6th, Toby 7th, Axel 8th, Statlev 9th, and Fusion round out the top 10 here in qualifying. Yay. That was about as close as you could get. And we'll be waiting for a few minutes because I'm pretty sure it's a lobby restart. So ignore all that. Ignore all that. As we look here through time, oh, it's fucking. This is average. This is an average overtake, to be fair. Anyway. Absolute astonishing racing. This. I swear to God, this is the cleanest start you ever see. Please don't tell me people are still genuinely. Oh, good straight line! Whether that was speed, good, good fucking straight. Oh my word, Morpheus. Why are you not still going? Anyway. Yeah, I believe we leave the session. I won the TNS First Championship. Yeah. Good. Right. I just seen someone fly into me. I don't know why it was so much more funny than it actually was. Ay, ay, ay. Right, so. Toby, relax. Right, let me just have a look at the FIA decisions. So, as I'm aware, let's have a look. So, for Elite Division, so start level will have a 5-place grid penalty. Pigeon he's not racing here. But yeah, that's why Laser didn't do the qualifying, because he got a qualifying ban. But yeah, start level 5-place grid penalty. Because of his collision, so he will not be. I don't think he'll be starting in the top 10, unfortunately, for him. Ay, ay, ay. Bam, 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 bam. I need an invite. I need let invite. I need let invite to get back in. So yeah. Right. Let's see this from Josh's clip. Lovely stuff. Yeah, that's the optimal racing line. Right. If I could have an invite, that'd be much appreciated. If anyone's watching this and is in the lobby, if there is a new lobby up, can I get an invite? Ah, Master Slake coming in clutch. Thank you, much team principal. I will produce I will trade that with the most biased 50 minutes of commentary. I'm kidding. I try not to be. I am probably slightly biased. I will admit that on these comms towards Alpine slightly, but like I can't help it. I fucking drive for them. Anyway. How is everyone feeling for the race? Everyone in the chat. How is everyone feeling for the race tonight? How's everyone feeling after qualifying? And I don't know, what do they expect from this race, I guess? From the position they're in. Oh, it's not. Oh, that's don't tell me anything. Trouble, if you're in chat, how are you feeling for this race? From where you're starting, if you're still in the chat, because I can ask any. I don't actually know who's watching. There is the countdown. 25 seconds until we get going. Right, 25 seconds until we find ourselves on the grid here for round two, for the start of round two here in qualifying. Right, here we are on the grid here. So, go through the order as it is. Nilo on pole position with Coral in second. Allow Chow and Trouble makes up the second row with Master Strike, two Alpines fourth and fifth. We'll see what they can do from there with Speed Jew Master in sixth, Toby seventh, Axel eighth, Fusion ninth. Bazza Blade makes up the top 10 with Kuba Fan just missing out on a Q3. Beetle Rain P12, AMS Josh P13, Statlev P14, Juice P15, Morpheus P16, Messiah in P17, Amigo in P18, Mazza Spins in P19, and Laser in P20 with the quali buff. Looks like majority for the most part will be on the medium tyre for to start, which is sort of expected. But here we go. 5 red lights here for Silverstone round 2. And it's pedal to the metal. And it looks like a fairly even start. Oh, Coral has jumped Nilo. We're off the start, and Chow is wheel to wheel with him through turn 1. Master Strike has oh my word, Speed G Master, a couple cars off the track. Mazda spins at the back there going off. I think there's a Mercedes also at the back there going off with Amos Josh, and it is a virtual safety car. That was a lot going on at once. As Juice gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting and gaining 2 places. Not exactly how I wanted that to go, but Nilo, for all that work he put in qualifying, he's lost it at the start. What a start that is for Coral. I mean, like I said, for the most part, everyone on the medium tyre except for 3 drivers: Statlev, Beetle Rain, and Mazda Spins. And Statlev actually with a very good start, going up 5 places. Actually, the biggest winner from the start of this race. So fair play to him. Probably won't last long this VSC due to the fact there's not actually an awful lot of well, there's not really a car out, let's say. But that's just made his life a lot harder, Nilo. He will feel the effect of the dirty air now, due to being behind another car, but we will see how that goes. And will anyone get caught out with speeding under VSC? Oh my word. It looks like they're trying to go. It looks like they are actually trying to go. And 10 seconds speeding for Messiah. 10 seconds speeding in the pit lane for Messiah. And we are under green flag running here. As Speed Master, a bit of dirty air there. He's experiencing it. Trouble. I know it's good. I always say it's good to be patient, but in this game, if you find a chance, you're gonna have to take it as soon as possible. And it looks like he's getting to work, but Chow is using the battery in a defensive manner. And I don't think Trouble is really able to go for anything. Not at the moment. Speed also very close, and Trouble gets caught out by the dirty air that he is gonna have to deal with for the next, well, for the whole first stint really. As we head through Cox Corner, a little bit wide there from Sound Coral. He is very close to the back of him, but as we saw, as some of us may have seen in the Div 2 race, it's not that simple. And he's just a little bit of understeer. It's not too bad, but the slipstream just is not as powerful as it was his last game. Is he close enough? Is he close enough? He's gaining, he's going around the outside, he's trying to dance around the outside of Coral into Stowe Corner, can't quite get it done, uses a bit of battery, he's now going to try and go around the outside into the final chicane. Is he going to try and hang it around? He does. There's a little bit of contact between the two of them, and Coral holds firm in the lead of the race here at Silverstone. The elbows are coming out early. He knows this is the best chance he has of overtaking for the lead of the race, and the best chance to get into that clean air. Because as the laps go on, those temps, most importantly really, the engine temps will rise, meaning that he just won't have as much power down the straight, and he won't be able to close up like he is doing right now. He's using so much battery to try and get up to the back of Cole, and he does go down the inside through Luffield. It's going to be very close, but he does take the lead as we go through the long right-hander. And he does take the lead here on lap 3 of 26. It's a long game, but that's crucial because Coral, massive bit of understeer, but Chow also gets a massive bit of understeer. and that's closed them right back up the two Alpine to the back of the top three. But then Trouble also gets understeer, so they can't really deal with it. And now Coral also is very much affected more by the understeer than Nyla is always like handling it a lot. Not as well as Nyla is. A Trouble again understeers through Stowe. Just can't stay to the back of the car in front. They're very used to just running clean air. That's not how it works anymore in this game. And G-Master is right on the back of Strike through the final corner. I think Strike used a bit of battery to just give himself a few car lengths. Is there anything else going on further back? Not really. I mean, there's a bit of a battle between Statlev and Cooper. Statlev on the hard tyre. As he's closing, his tyres will be getting all the time. So it's very good that he got a very good start. So because his tyres, each lap as it goes by, his tyres will get better than the mediums that are in front of him and just around him in general. So let's see what he can do about it. Through Stowe, a little bit of understeer. Not as bad as we've seen for the front runners. He's not too far behind the front runners as well. Oh, it's Cooper. He gains a lot on Cooper through Maggots and Beckett. Gets a very nice run out of there. Gets DRS. And this will be a very, very easy overtake. Oh, we'll come back to the lead. Oh, Coral trying to go around the outside of Stowe corner. It's round 3 and he does make it work. And now Speed and Toby wheel to wheel into the final chicane. Get so close to making contact there. They might have touched actually out of the final chicane. Now through the final corner, so close again to contact. As we now, it's a drag race into turn 1 and Toby has more battery, so does take the position off Speed's hands. And that is a bit of a change between the top 7, who are all running quite close together. We're all running very close together. We're looking further back, Axel and Bazerblade wheel to wheel. As Axel gets a nice run round the outside, also close to contact between the two, and Bazerblade can't quite make it work. Axel can't make it work, and Bazerblade hits Juice, and they both go a half spin. And they both give a place to Axel, who's been saying thank you very much. And he's up into the points. That is a 1 championship point onto his name. And Nilo there, just a bit of understeer out of Maggots and Beckett. But Chow can't really do anything about it at the moment. And it's all spreading out a little bit. Not what we used to seeing compared to the last game. Not like the field spread we're currently seeing at the moment. Not so much between the top 7, but none of them are able to make an overtake. So it is very much going to be a bit of a slow burner. This first stint, I'm surprised we have seen as many overtakes as we have done, quite honestly. And I say that as a Haas crashed and as a safety car. That, I was going to say couldn't be worse timing, but that's not too bad. How he crashed it there is my question. How did he retire there? Okay. But gives everyone a free pit stop. Actually, what do you do if you're on the mediums? A start level is screwed. Yeah. What do you do if you're on the mediums? What do the top 3 do? What do they all do? Do they box? Oh, Nilo tried to be a bit cheeky. And Strike will have to double stack behind Trouble, and that is going to cost them. So that will give quite a few positions to those behind. Does anyone stay out? Oh boy, Blade does stay out. How does this end up? He will take the lead of the race. He'll jump quite a lot of positions due to this. Overtaking is not as easy as it used to be, but he's definitely wasn't as quick as the front runners were in qualifying. And Strike, due to the double stack, is down to P8. It's not as terrible as it could have been, to be fair to him. It will be P7, but he's only dropped 2 positions. That is very much recoverable. And yeah, this will be very interesting. This is straight to the end. This is going to be very much a tyre management race. With probably being green flag running at lap 9, which is very early if you box from mediums to hards. Lap 9 is very early to box. It would get you to the end, but at optimum tire, the tire deg in the last 6 laps is a bit close. But we'll see. How do we sum up those first bunch of laps? Blade obviously, a joint big winner with Laser, gaining 9 positions, but Blade did not pit under the safety car, I may remind you. And Coral, good start. He got himself up to the lead. Him and Nyla have been having a very nice battle there out in front. But Sam Coral has gotten the lead and for the most part stayed there. But Nilo is not giving up without a fight, that's for certain. Chow in 4th, Trouble 5th, Toby 6th, Speed 7th, Strike in 8th with the double stack he had to do. And that is actually Blade in the pits. So that was interesting. Is he avoiding a double stack? I don't know if he would, because I think he's ahead of Morpheus. I guess we'll find out where he'll come out. He's on the hard tyres. I don't know if that... He might have not lost anything. He might have lost a place to Amish Josh. Actually, to the McLaren Fusion as well. Yeah, has lost him a little bit. So he's down to 50. Suboptimal, some would say. I need a nice lobby. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Right. Might be actually waiting for another lap because Amigo is not caught up. If the tyre, if it is not in this lap, then they cannot worry about the tyre deg really at all. And yeah, they're not. He's not going to catch up before the end of the lap. So safety car won't be in for another lap at least. I'll give myself a minute because I do not know what to waffle about. Right. I'm presuming it's in this lap. If it's not, I throw myself out the window. Hey, right. Oh boy, that's what happens when you don't have a co-commentator. Keep you entertained for next. And no, nothing in the live chat was fun. Anyway, it's basically a straight sprint to the end, as these hearts will make it through. Possibly a risk for a puncture though for a few of these guys, depending on how good their tyre wear really is. As we'll see. When does he go? When does Salmon Coral go? As we head through the final chicane. And he has gone. He has gone. Nice. And he's a little bit of oversteer, but same for Nilo. Everyone's struggling for grip really out those final couple of corners on the safety car restart. Is anyone on the back of anyone? Trouble slightly gaining on Chow. Can he go for anything? Not really. We'll cut to further back. See if anyone else has got a good enough restart to really challenge the driver in front. It all looks like they're already in single files at the moment. Trouble once again. Trying to catch him napping, but it's to no avail. Statlev on the medium tyre. Well, we're having more grip than Strike, and he's going to go for it. He's going to try and use that to his advantage while he has it. He's trying to go around the outside. Can't quite make it stick. Understeers a little bit. Despite having more tyre temperature, he definitely doesn't have the optimum tyre temperature to try and jump in front of the cars in front, and then gets hit with dirt, yeah, and so does Axel really. So that gives Strike a bit of breathing space, battling between the two Red Bulls. Morpheus gets ahead of Basil Blade. And we'll cut back to those in front. What can Axel do? Can Axel look for anything on Statler? Going to Stowe? Not really. As we head through the final chicane. And yeah, it's very much... It might be a bit of a slow burner, to be honest with you, as top two have already broken DRS from Chow. They are gone and gone. Actually, he might have just held it. I think he has, you know. He has just about held DRS to Nilo. Trouble also dropping back a bit from Chow. It is a bit of a time management game, that is safe to say, to the end of the race. 1.2 seconds between Chow and Nilo. This does leave Chow a bit vulnerable to the Alpine behind him. We will see though how this plays out over the next 15 laps. Statlev going into Cop's corner once again, very close behind the Strike, but he needs to stop trying to take Cop's flat out when he's right behind another car. It's never working. It's just too much dirt, yeah. Chow, he is definitely out of DRS range. Trouble almost out of DRS. Still has it though, and will be a bit of advantage because Chow doesn't have it. So we'll gain a bit of time there. Through the Stowe we go. Let's see what goes on with the cars behind. Juice trying to go around the outside of Axel into the chicane. A little bit of contact, but Josh keeps his place as Laser gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. So there we go. Can Fusion go for anything on the Sauber in front? I think Beetle Rain has at a moment there because he has just dropped quite a few positions. He's now 7 positions down from where he started. Not what he would have wanted. As Fusion goes down the inside. Not really much point in Juice fighting that one. Or he actually, no, never mind. He does try to switch back it, but yeah, no, there's no way. And Laser has a bit of poor traction out of Village as we head down into Cop's corner, and Morpheus gets 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Also, there's a collision back there.
And it looked like a collision to cops, and it's another safety car. This does help Statler get his lead into the end. That looked like a bit of a collision at cops. I don't know what happened. Oh boy. Oh well, nice to know Basil and Juice have gone on well after that crash. Oh, there's a few people in the pits. But there's quite a few staying out. Strike stays out. Trouble does box. Quite a few people are boxing. I'm a bit surprised. These hards would get to the end, but they're going on for the medium tyre and trying their luck, I guess. They've got nothing to lose, I guess. I'm surprised Nilo's boxed. They are way down the field after that. I don't know why they've done that. I'm going to be honest, I don't know why they've done that. I think they're just thrown. And yes, if this was F124, I'd say there's potential here that Nile and everyone behind him could cut their way through the field. This ain't F124 anymore. They are gonna have that is gonna hit them, very much so. Trouble, you've just been caught in 4K HD gamble quality fucking broadband whatever. That is one of the worst track level running I have ever seen in my life. Trouble, you can't even appeal that as well because you did just go off the track. As you can get 10 seconds for annoying yellow flags. Ugh. Yikes, brother. Come on. Come on, Trouble. That's just poor. But yeah. Oh boy, another safety car. I don't think that strat works for those in the bottom 5. I just don't. The hards last too well. So we'll see. Did I get yours on? I have no idea. Ben, thank you. I don't remember, but thank you. I don't know if I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I think. Thank you very much, Ben. For covering my ass. Did he? I'm pretty sure he did go off the track. I'm like 95% sure he just drove off the track. Trouble, man. You went off. I'm sorry. It got caught on stream. I don't know what to say. Right, here we go again. Here we go again. Safety car in this lap. A bit of a change of the order after a few people have gone into the pits, but the man who is in first stays the same.
And at the moment, he hasn't got Nilo behind him, who was the man putting him under pressure. He's got Chow, who he was dropping, to be fair to him, after that last safety car restart. Let's see if we can do that again. Here we go again. Then, for another safety car restart. And they've already behaved themselves kind of well. Axel might get a nice move here down the inside of Laser and moves up to P8. Can't even get it done. Gets it slowed down. A bit of a switch back there from Laser. But look to be all okay. Very nicely done. Oh, Morpheus gets through up into the top 10. And there we go. They're not going to make the progress that they think they'll make. I'm sorry, but they're just not. Oh my word, there's a bit of contact. Oh, they're very close together, I must say. Let's cut back to further in front. And Axel is on the back of Messiah as he goes through Maggots and now Beckett and Messiah. Massive bit of understeer, and that is basically an open goal there for Axel. He has done a very, very nice little recovery drive up to P7, and he'll be wanting to score even more points as he tries to catch up to the top 6. Nilo up to P11. We'll see. We'll see how, if the progress keeps going on like that, then we'll see. But I'm not optimistic, I'll be honest, as Coral now pulls out of the second from Chow, leaving him once again exposed, but this time it is to Toby, who has come from P7 and is onto the podium from 7th on the grid. Very good stuff from him. Speed also has come from 6th on the grid to P4, and yeah, all 4 drivers. Fusion also probably, I don't know if he can get that sense removed. Axel is closing in on the fight as well, so we'll see if what happens there with that particular battle. Nilo up into P9. He is making progress still. P8 potentially as he tries to go around the outside of Messiah, and he does make it work, and he has got it done. It might not be over, but the next 6 are very difficult, are a lot more difficult than the previous 10 that he's had to overtake. So we'll see. Trouble now moves up into P12. Oh my word, almost gets collected there by Laser. He moves back onto the racing line. Quite an aggressive manner. We'll see though, never say never. As Nilo is now catching up to the Williams in front of him of Axel. Through Stowe corner, he's almost in DRS range of them. Let's see what goes on. Cooper, I believe, might have made... Oh, Amiga, I think, has actually made a bit of an error, and it is Sauber in the bottom 2 places. Alpine of Trouble now up into the top 10. Obviously, he has 3 seconds, so he needs to pull a bit of a gap, and that's made his life a lot more tricky, but on track he is in the top 10 as Coral is pulling away and is now 1.2 seconds ahead of Chow, which leaves him vulnerable to Toby. He's trying to go down the inside through Luffield, and he can't quite make it work. Now through Village, gets the foot down, has quite a lot of battery at his disposal, definitely has more, has quite a bit more than Chow as we head on into Cop's corner. Now it's just about trying to get this right down. Nice little lift there. It does lose him time, but it will lose him a lot less time than if he attempts to go flat out with the dirty air. Now through Maggots and Beckett. Downshifts to 4th, just to limit the understeer that he gets. Now he has the battery on. And what can Chow do about it? He does enable the battery. But Toby goes down the inside into Stowe. And that was no contest. Toby up into 2nd place. Is a very good drive from him, as he now moves up into 2nd place, and he'll have his sights on the race leader of Coral. Does he have the race pace to be able to challenge the Ferrari? No one has had the race pace to challenge him, barring Nilo, who is down in 8th at the moment, and has gone for a very ambitious strategy, it must be said. But we will see. We'll see how that plays out. As we as we exit Woodcote and we go down the Wellington Straight. No one can get anything done. Nilo up into P7. Axel doesn't really try and defend it. He knows that's not really his race, to be honest with you. And at the moment, what is it looking like? Nilo about 5 seconds off the lead with 8 laps to go. Not sure how probable that is to actually catch that, but I guess we're about to find out in the next 8 laps or so, as Toby is also not really gaining anything on Sound Coral. What can allow Chow fight back and trying to get back up into second place? He just uses his DRS and he's just patient. He waits for another lap. Probably could have gone through on that lap, but I guess he just wants to wait for another lap, try and recharge more and make sure of it. There's Laser now, wheel to wheel with Messiah through Stowe. Oh, gets oh so close. Messiah goes off the track, and Laser keeps his P10. And there we go. Start 11 Morpheus. Oh, a lot of contact. Oh, that will probably get looked at the stewards. It looked like Morpheus forced him off the track, and Statlev's trying to get a safety car. He's still trying to get a safety car. And he ain't getting it. And he ain't getting it. Is he still trying? No, actually. This can wreck a lot of people's races, please, yeah. As we head down into Stowe once again. And it will not give in to that BS from Statlev. Here we go, we'll go further back though. Josh gonna go around the outside of Laser and gets up into the podium places. Very nice stuff indeed. Not bad, not too bad of a day for Mercedes after all of that. After a bit of a rough qualifying really for Josh, but they end up getting double points finish. I mean, compared to last season, okay, of course not what they would have particularly wanted, especially compared to last season, but it's not exactly the same situation as last season for them, at least. So Statlev, please just stop. As we now ahead, and this could actually prevent someone from overtaking. And this might do. Oh, Nilo goes for a very ambitious move. Can't quite get it done. Fusion probably had every right to go for the squeeze, and Fusion is not going to yield that one. Very, very good defense there from Fusion to keep the Williams behind. As we head through Copse Corner, Statlev disqualified. Absolute karma, to be quite honest with you. And Nilo does get 3 seconds. So that is probably a bit of a nail in the coffin, to be honest with you. Oh, a bit of understeer though for Fusion coming out of out of Beckett, and that gives Nilo the opportunity to take 6th place. And that is the end of that fight, really. The gap has not really changed. Oh, Axel is on a moment, and he's lost the position to Trouble, and now goes up to 8th place. I will say that gaps kind of stay the same between the top two. Is there a chance this race comes into life in the last 5 laps? I would be an absolute intense hell for them. If it does, I guess we'll wait and see though. Looking further back, Cooper burning his battery, trying to go down the inside. Messiah can't. Oh, Messiah breaks way too late. And that's an open goal for Cooper to go around the outside. And yes, he gets it done very nicely indeed. Up into 12th place. Gap staying the same really between the top two, as it has done for the last few laps since Toby has taken second place. He's actually pulling away from Chow, it must be said. He's doing a very good job here, Toby. He has got a little bit less battery than Sound Coral, but he's now starting to reel him in, or tried to at least. 1.6 seconds. It's been the same as it has been for the last few laps. He is up on his personal best, so I guess we'll keep an eye on that as it progresses. Not really anything going on further back, so we'll just keep an eye on the front runners. .4 seconds between Toby and Sound Coral. I did say this might be a bit squeaky bum time with these hard tyres, with how early they had to box due to the timing of that safety car. So it really comes down to the tyre management that they can put up. And it's 1.4 seconds. Don't think this is over yet here at Silverstone. 5 laps to go. And he has closed in by about a tenth. Sorry. About a tenth of a second since the previous lap. It's not over yet. Looking further back, Fusion. Nilo has now lost all that tyre performance. Starting on the mediums has not paid off at all for the Williams driver. He now can't make any sort of progression into the top 5 really. So it's looking like a bit of a disappointing race after what was looking so good after qualifying. It all kind of fell away, and now he's out of the second. He still had DRS, but so is Strike, and so is really everyone in front of him except for Toby, who is trying to catch the leader, which Nilo quite simply doesn't have the pace for, with these tyres especially. Cut back to leader, and we'll go to Laser now actually, who is quite close to Cooper fan. Oh, massive slide out of the final corner, and that's going to put him in bad shape for Messiah. Maybe make a run, and he can't, he's just too far back as Morpheus boxes him. That is to the tyre of the car, or well, fast lap point isn't available anymore. And now Coral has pulled that gap. He has shown his pace. He's used a bit of that pace he had clearly in hand, and has opened up that gap up again by about a 0.2 of a second from the previous lap. Is that anything? Because everyone just looks a bit too far away from each other at the moment. No one looks close enough to do anything about it. The other guy, in all honesty. I guess Fusion looks the most likely because Nilo's running out of tyres. Yeah, he's not able to do. At the moment, no one's really able to do anything about anyone. As we look further back, Messiah goes round the outside of Laser and goes up into 12th place. Very nice move outside of the story. He does go a little bit wide, and he gets oh sorry, that's the car behind. That's Morpheus. That gets a 3-second time penalty of the Red Bull, who is last at the moment. Just won't expect his result really at all, as Coral has opened up the gap to 2 seconds. So any thought that there might be a change of leadership will quickly go away. We now exit Woodcut and go down the Wellington Straight. He is going to use his battery. He's going to try and make a move around the outside. Oh, a little bit of moving there down the straight. Oh, there's contact. Messiah goes round. Laser goes through up into P12. And oh, Messiah spins again and is resets the track. And that is the end of that. Toby has lost a lot of tyres. He has pushed so much trying to catch that gap to Coral and keep Chow behind. He's put himself under, and he's under huge pressure from Chow. It was always going to be a bit of a slow burner, but it might come to a very, very climactic finish here at Silverstone with 2 laps to go. Coral crosses the line. Here's win looks set here at the British Grand Prix. What can the cars do behind? What can those do behind? Oh, there's contact beats already. It's all kicking off near the back. With Laser now trying to go round the outside. Can't quite make that stick. There's more contact. Beelrain has to go onto the gravel and grass. And Laser goes through. But we'll cut back to the leaders. Can they do absolutely anything? 4/10 of a second. He uses a bit of battery. Out of Woodcote down the Wellington Straight. He can't do anything about Toby for that battle for second place. The medium tyres are completely gone now. Medium tyres are completely gone now. And the hards just come back into their own for Nilo and Trouble. And it's shown by how much Trouble's dropped off these last few laps. Can he get any sort of good run? There's a lot of weaving from the McLaren to try and break the slipstream. Is he close enough? Is he close enough? He can't do it. What can those behind do? Fusion can't get close enough behind Nilo to get up to 6th place. Admittedly, Nilo has 3 seconds, so he doesn't really need to do anything. But he has got 10 seconds, but we'll see if that gets removed after the race. Now, on to the final lap here at Silverstone. It is a battle for the podium. Who will finish 2nd and 3rd? It looks like Cole will grab the win here at Silverstone. But who will be on those podium places? Out of Woodcote, who will get the best traction? Will it be Toby? Will it be Chow? Will it be G-Master? Will it be Strike? Down the Wellington Straight, he hasn't got enough. And Toby actually has more battery. Can Strike do anything about speed? No, they all stay where they are. Can Axel do anything about Trouble? No. Toby has the full battery. So he has definitely got the advantage over a decent amount of them on the battery department. Now, through Cops fully committed now with the least amount of fuel they'll have this entire race. Through Maggots and Beckett's. Can he do anything about it? He needs a superb run. That is not it. That is not the run he would have wanted. And it looks like Toby will survive, will live to fight for another day. And he will hold on to 2nd place. But Coral, he got the pole last week. He missed out on the pole this week. He could have won at Australia for round 1. He'll take his chance at Silverstone and wins the British Grand Prix. Toby in 2nd, Chow in 3rd, G-Master in 4th, Strike in 5th, Nilo in 6th, Fusion 7th, they will have their time penalties, Axel 8th, Trouble 9th, Josh in 10th, Cooperfan 11th, Juice 12th, Laser in 13th, bit of battling towards the end, Beetle Rain trying to catch him, can't do it, Beetle Rain in 14th, Amigo 15th, Messiah 16th, and Morpheus in 17th place here at Silverstone. I've just realised my phone's died. Get! I don't know which one's slow charger. I don't know which one charges slowly. That's about to find out. Well, that is that for Silverstone. That is it for round 2. It is Ferrari that conquer at Silverstone. It was not ideal round 1, but they made it count in round 2. Made their chance count with the start. That made his race, and he did not look back from there. Congratulations to Ferrari and to Sound Coral. Brilliant race from them. And we will move to Imola in 7 days' time for the Italian Grand Prix. at Imola, where qualifying will even be more important than the race there. Oh, be even more important than it was tonight, as shown by just the mere lack of overtaking compared to last game, especially for those that went onto the fresh mediums after the second safety car, just did not pay off them at all. And yeah, congratulations to the top three. They all done a very, very good race. And there we go. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I hope you'll have a very, very good evening. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the British Grand Prix this evening. If I'm right, wrong one. And yeah, have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're in the world. And adios.